Hi, I'm Phil from Driftworks and this is my buddy Jay holding the other end of a 2-metre tape measure, and this is my V10 M3 restoration project. Look at this. Oh. Self-supporting engine.
Would you believe it? I mean, would you believe it?
So, last episode you saw Jay finishing up the Powerflex engine mounts, these really nice adjustable billet engine mounts, very nice bit of kit. And yeah, it's literally sitting on the mount, on the cross member. And actually, what you might be able to see here, I'm going to have to use the zoom rather than getting close to Jay, but what you can probably see here is something that we're working on right now. That is a steering column.
I mean, if you'd like me to get inside and turn it, I can demonstrate.
Are you confident in your welds?
Yeah. I haven't got a steering wheel.
Oh.
I can get a socket.
Well, it works. So basically, it's just in place at the moment, tacked in.
Look at that.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. And as you can see, we've removed the standard manifold again.
Because that's going in the bin now.
Yep, it's official. It's going in the bin because this week is all about getting this built up with the rad pack, the bit that basically supports the radiator and the headlights and everything like that. That's going to go on. All the hoses to the radiators are going to go on, all the pulleys, the alternator, power steering and everything, because
not aircon.
Yeah, the aircon. Because I know a lot of you probably thought I was joking, and I'm still not saying it's going to happen, but check this out.
I'm so committed.
Check these out. Just delivered today. And them being just delivered today is quite convenient because on Thursday, get away from me. Yeah. On Thursday, a very kind gentleman by the name of Sam from SJ Design is actually coming to 3D scan the engine bay to work out a 3D design for the headers, for these 10:1 headers. So that is super exciting.
I'm so glad he's going to do that.
To be fair, I am as well. Like there's still the bits and pieces that we've got to do. The head flanges that we've already 3D printed a design for.
We're talking about manifolds.
Manifolds, yeah. So we've got to get those made, and we've also got to basically turn these two 5:1s into one 10:1 of sorts. I know that it's not an official 10:1, but basically my idea is that they're gonna kind of be spliced together like that, V'd together here, and come out as one 3.5 inch, which might be narrower at the join here and then bulge out to 3.5 inch, which I'm hoping the rest of the exhaust will be. So as you can see here, you're looking at 12 centimeters, which is basically like a 4.5 inch exhaust, which yeah is massive, but if it was a 10:1, it'd be absolutely huge. It'd probably be something around about 20 centimeters, 8 inches, something like that. So yeah, these look promising. As I said before, this is still not a we are doing this, it is a we are going to try our best to do this. The space here, not so much. So you can see here where we made the relief before when we first built this car. That's where the radiator core sits. But yeah, just kind of demonstrate. I'll stand back again, demonstrate where those are going to sit, Jay.
Well, I think here is about what you're talking about, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, basically they might point towards each other more. We can't do it at the moment because they're too long at the bottom at the moment. But
that's the modern trend, isn't it?
What's that?
Straight out the bonnet. Bit like what's it called? Destruction Derby racing.
Yeah.
Like that, don't they?
There was somebody who said, "Why don't you put it out the wings?" And somebody said, "Why don't you?"
Bit of this.
Oh,
bit of that.
God, that's so disgusting. Not my cup of tea. I'm way too old for that now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, screamer pipes out the bonnet, nope.
Just
anything out the wings, nope.
I remember
Remember my S14?
I remember when me and Bon once made a scream pipe out the bonnet.
Yeah.
And then we went, ha ha ha! Oh no, we can't leave it like that. No one would ever do that. That would be so stupid, and we changed it.
But now it's just the thing,
It's
isn't
just
it?
what you do now, isn't it? Lazy youth.
Oh, it's difficult to get an exhaust underneath the car. Just point
Shove
out
it straight at the windscreen.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, no, that's not my cup of tea at all. So I'm really hoping that we can find a way to route a 3.5-inch exhaust, which once it's single, and if it's on that side of the car, sneaking past the steering column, okay.
What's that? Is that 2.5?
That's 2.5 at the moment. So yeah. So yeah, before we get too excited and start chopping up these fancy new bits, I think we're going to need to start assembling the front of the engine, pulleys, belts, get the rad pack on, just to see, you know, what we're looking at. It does look like it's going to be a little bit tight. So yeah, I'm going to leave you to assemble that.
Where I put everything?
Yeah, I mean, it was, how long ago did you take it apart?
November?
Was it November, me and you disassembled this?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh.
It's here somewhere.
Yeah, in the pit somewhere.
I think we started in there, so that's where I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Enjoy.
Thanks. Right, spent a little bit of time delving into the pile of treasure. Dragged out what I think we need, so only one thing to it. Let's get the front back on this thing. Just refitted the front panel and realised I've still got to put all the belts and alternator and accessories and whatever on the front of the engine, so you know, nothing like making your life a little bit more difficult. I guess I better find those next. I think that's the front of the engine built now, minus a belt, which either I can't find or we chopped to get off. I think we chopped it, so I'm going to call that built. Time to move on to the radiator pack, I guess. Let's see how that slots in. So here in this box is a new or used complete radiator pack for an M5. Hopefully, since I don't remember what modifications were done to it last time to get it in, hopefully this is a direct slot-in fit, but we're about to find out together.
That's quite deep, that.
You stole all the space. We need to come forward about a fan depth then.
Yeah, which is 3 inches.
Yeah, quite a long way.
Well, I'm just wondering, what we need to do is put the rest of the front end on so we can work out how far the radiator can come.
Okay.
Because it might be that we can, like, I know we don't want to move those, but it might be that we could even dip the front of the radiator out this far if there's no grills there or something.
Yeah, okay. Let's get the front panel.
And the bonnet we need on as well.
We need the bonnet on, we need the grille panel on, and the crash bar as well, don't we?
Yeah.
So let's get on with that then.
Yeah. How keen are you to come and laugh at our plans for the cooling on the V10? Alright mate, see you in a second.
What did he say?
What do you think? He loves the idea. Yes.
Here he enters the building with that face on him already.
I thought you were building it all up.
Yeah, we did, and now we've taken it apart again.
Yeah.
How much space was that?
Fucking loads.
Rubbish. Rubbish.
Easy.
So yeah.
There's no space there now, there's no radiator in it.
We had the radiator in, we've had to remove it for the exhaust.
Rear mount radiator then?
No.
Yeah, and exhaust out the bonnet.
Yeah. So
perfect.
We have a bit of a plan. We've been having a pretty good discussion about it for an hour, coming up with plans. As you can see, there's some blocks of wood on the floor there, and I'd like to draw your attention to this particular dimension here and how small it is. And basically, you know, we were wondering whether it would go in there.
No. Well, it will go in there physically.
Well, yeah, would it go in there? But would we need to do GT3 style second and third side pod radiators?
That ain't me enough.
You don't reckon?
No.
Even if it's 100mm thick?
No.
Did it like that, like V-mount style, we can go 60. It's loving it, isn't it?
It ain't gonna work.
It's gonna work, or it's gonna not work. Either way, it's happening.
Oh right, so well, whatever. I don't know why we invited you around, Craig, because it's happening.
To laugh at us, because basically we kind of know we're challenging things a little bit here.
In where
to say the least.
where are you gonna make your exhaust round?
So it's going to come down and through here, basically, where the aircon compressor
Isn't
supposed
going.
to be going. But,
Isn't going.
We'll deal with that as a, you know,
The next problem,
next
yeah.
man's problem.
So where's the intake going?
So that's still going to do the same thing. So
Your pipes are going to be like over here.
Yeah, and I might just run open ITV, to be fair.
I'm sucking in all that lovely cold exhaust heat.
Yeah.
Perfect. Something's coming out the bonnet.
Nothing's coming out the bonnet.
That's it. That's
It's
it.
a fully expected face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Welcome to Tuesday morning. I think it's Tuesday today. It's pretty hard to tell these days, but yeah, cool. Right, first job of today is finish my tea, and then, if I can aim this thing backwards, we need to remove this boss from the rocker covers that used to hold a control unit on the standard engine. That control unit we've never used since it's on the pegtail ECU. So Phil wants these smoothed off just in case it causes any interference with the new specialist 10-into-1 manifolds that he wants to have made. So first job, smooth these, make the rocker cover nice and smooth and like that was never there somehow, but I'll show you how this goes. Right, little tip, just in case anyone decides they want to do this on their M5 or M6. This boss goes hollow very quickly, so now it seems it's time to go see Uncle Craig, get him to, well, I need to clean it, get him to weld this up, and then we'll smooth it out. Oh, everything always takes longer than you think. There we go. I'm gonna call that J clean. We're about to go and find out if it's Craig clean. See you around at Dynatalk. Right, bothered Craig, interrupted him as usual. Are these clean enough would be the first question.
Well, we'll soon see.
Oh, okay.
What happened there, Jay?
What happened what? There? Well, that was where it just went through. So you just need to weld up that little window.
Just fill that in, yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I'm presuming the Vanos doesn't activate into that area, but it doesn't. I can't see how it does. You know, if that's shaped like that,
Yeah.
it should. You know, that's my theory anyway. I mean, once again, a bit experimental for my liking, but it's how we're going to do it.
Vanos, why do you need Vanos? Surely you have more CC. Easy.
Once again, an LS would have fixed this.
There's a theme going on here.
Yeah. Craig back in his natural habitat.
Is this the second conjust today, is it? Or?
No, this is the first one.
Top.
See how this welds.
Quite nicely actually.
That's the spirit. Just
Right.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's welded
Don't know
alright.
if that's focused, but you know, looks alright with my actual eyes.
It's welded really nicely actually, I'm very surprised. But
Like I said, all in the prep.
yeah.
Oh, another hour or so in, I guess. Time to switch from the flappy wheel to a file to actually get a smooth finish on this thing, because the flappy wheel leaves it quite wavy. I'm not sure quite how far we're going to have to go with this, because I think we're going to be crackle painting it, so you know, I haven't got to go for a full-on, you know, mirror polished smoothness. But if you open the bonnet, this is the first bit you're going to see, so it has to look as perfect as possible. I guess that's the best way to put it. Perfect as possible. Ah, stand back.
Approval time, yeah?
Well, I was just saying it needs to be as perfect as possible, because this is the you know, the bit that you see when you open the bonnet.
I mean, it might have some pipes going over the top of it, but yeah, it does need to be quite perfect.
All right, I'll show you what I've done then.
Okay.
Right, getting there now. Final finishing by hand, using a soft block just so I don't dig into any of the corners. Very much like finishing a body panel, you know, working a crosswards motion, and just look out for low spots. Like you can just see one just there, so just trying to take those out. Remove any tool marks that I've managed to put in, and then until we decide what finish we're going to have, I'm going to leave it at that.
Time to start cutting some posh things.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.
Just cleaning up my mess. So what I'm doing is asking Craig to just temporarily join these together. You didn't want me doing it with MIG, did you? Did you say it contaminates it for like when you come to TIG it properly?
The trouble is, if you put MIG on with mild steel, when you weld over it, you've got the big.
Of course, yeah, it's mild steel, isn't it? Yeah.
I can TIG. I've got spare MIG welded. I need to set up with stainless really for that, but never got back.
Yeah. So yeah, these are basically you can basically ignore this bit, although I've cut it to shape. It's basically just so 2 runners here and 2 runners on that can squeeze together perfectly to make that, and then all of this I'll sort out afterwards, because that's going to need to turn into like a 3.5-inch V-band, but it needs doing quite nice and progressively, basically. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, down to Master Tailor to weld.
So if I hold them two, like them touching like that.
Yeah, I think for a start, as long as
But
you're
you're
also
attack.
yeah, you're also looking down there just to see whether it's level. This is attempt 2. Had to use a bit more of a jig for measuring it this time, just to get the angles exactly the same left and right. But we just got a single tack in the middle of this again. But it is looking, from my eyes, pretty perfect. So I reckon.
Either side or.
So it's got one in the middle. What I think we need to do is close up back the bottom as much as possible. Close up this gap here in the centre.
If you.
Yeah, I'll give it a squeeze and then go put the camera down.
Well,
they look fancy pants, mate.
Oh, that was one of those special. Can you just? What time are we on now?
I-
half 3 in the afternoon.
I believe the words might have been, I've got a really simple, nice job for you.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Quick
kidding.
job in the morning.
So yeah, that looks absolutely brilliant. I don't know what it is about losing those bits on it. Obviously there's the shiny magpie syndrome currently.
We're not going full chrome.
Yeah, we're not.
No.
But yeah, it looks more like a real engine. It's superb, I really like it. So yeah, I've got the obviously most important thing to decide at some point, which is what colour they're going to be. I was going to do just crinkle black, but I might get a bit garish.
Well, you want some
yellow.
eagles on it?
Yeah, should we put some bold penguins on it.
Yeah, something like that. What do Germans have? Sausages.
Bold sausages.
Sausages.
Sweet. And I've been busy. This is my semi 10-into-1. Shall we call it? It's almost 10-into-1, isn't it? I mean, if you're
10-to-1.
being like official, you know, there's at least probably 2.5 centimeters where it's not 10 cylinders meeting one. But yeah, never mind this bottom bit. That's not staying. That's just temporary whilst we work all this stuff out. But yeah, means we can make a bracket and hopefully mount it in place for this man to come and scan. So earlier on in the episode, depending on how I edit it, you may have noticed a conversation, or well, it was a conversation between me and Jay, and I'm going to say versus Craig.
Yeah, grumpy old man, isn't he?
Yeah, we were talking about radiators and, you know, the possibilities of getting some decent cooling on the car with this mad idea for the 10-into-1 exhaust. So yeah, we ended up having more of a chat about that off camera and coming up with a plan. And the idea is, we'll see whether it works out, but about 3 or 4 years ago, I rebuilt a crash damaged 991 GT3, my own car, and I remembered the rad system on that. It's basically 2 side radiators, sort of big 400 by 400 side radiator packs there, and a central one, which is quite a small unit. It's like that by that. And I think we might be able to make it work on this, and it would probably work quite well given what we want to do with the exhaust here. It would basically give us all of the room that we need for activities to have the headers coming forward like this into this 10-into-1.
Yeah, so just show the people what we're going to have instead of a radiator in
so
the grill.
instead of a radiator, what you're going to see through the grill is basically that, something along those lines.
Yeah, that sculpture.
Yeah, that's the idea. Should we get some neons or something to display it?
Should probably Starkey would, wouldn't he? I mean, anyone who drives that would light it up purple.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has got neons, hasn't he? Or he's had them and broke them. But yeah, anyway, not my cup of tea. But yeah, that you know is only cobbled together currently, but I've made it so it's completely equal level. Everything should be perfectly symmetrical.
So it's going to have to be if we can see it through the grill, or you can see it through the grill. More importantly,
for life, won't it?
Yeah.
So we've basically got this bar in place at the moment, which is just going to give us the ability to, I think I'm looking at somewhere like that, to weld this in place, to orientate it correctly, make sure all of the measurements are absolutely perfect. So when Sam comes to scan this tomorrow, it's tomorrow now, isn't it? Bloody
no,
hell.
it's the day after. It's only Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
I said this morning, I've got no idea what day it is anymore.
I'm losing the plot as well. So yeah, give him the ability to scan this and, in an ideal world, create almost completely symmetrical long tube, equal length, 10-into-1 headers.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. I mean, it's never going to be, is it? But in my head, I think we've done everything right. There's a really nice, it's worked out really nicely here. If you check out, this is a 3.5-inch pipe. It's a 1D bend, which is incredibly useful. I think they're maybe made by a company called Alanox or something like that. I need to double check that. But look where this fits. There's basically, yeah, can you see that?
Can you see where Phil's imaginary aircon was going to go?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about aircon anymore. I'm getting a 10 into 1. So look at how that fits through there, and it will sneak past the steering column relatively easily. That type of work is Craig's bread and butter. He won't whinge at all about that.
He will, but he'll do it.
And yeah, basically that's going to go like that, and then there's going to be the other end of it is going to cut off roughly here and go into the collector. So yeah, it's
simple as that.
Well, yeah. What it has given us though is way more room to keep this away from the belts, to keep it away from the pulleys, away from the belts. We just are not going to have anywhere near the issue that we were going to have had we had a full-size radiator and fan at the back here.
You know, after yesterday, it wasn't really a way that was going to fit with a fan.
Nope. So I am, yeah, quite excited now about this, because I don't know, I might be cursing myself, but I feel like this is no longer like if we can. This is like,
well, we're quite committed
happening
at this point, to be fair.
Yeah, this is happening. As I say, we've got to be super detailed in making sure that the collector is central, level, distances are all perfect, because that scan is going to be the end of the design, essentially. We're talking about possibly having the actual pipes, the runners, made as well for us. So basically they turn up and we potentially just weld them to the head flanges that we're making ourselves, and they push into the collector then.
Just push in, just clips together like Lego.
We'll have to do spring clips as well.
Oh.
I think we'll have to do that ourselves, but it's going to sound mental.
Well, it'll look quite ridiculous as well. Let's face it.
Sound mental. I'm not forgetting about the other stuff that you know, we need to worry about.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. Intakes.
No, you could fit a massive turbo in that.
Shut up. Yes, I could.
But
good. I'm not gonna. Because you know, NA is life. I do like turbos still.
Yeah.
Jay's series on his 1,000 horsepower project is quite eye-opening, especially when you have an LSX sitting down there.
Yeah.
That's basically my...
Well, you know you're going to beat me once I finally get this done. You're just going to be like, well, I'm having 2,000 horsepower, wash, make it.
Game, that's a cool game.
Yeah.
And as if 2,000 horsepower would make any difference to 1,000 horsepower.
No, you're fair point. The tyres just go on fire faster.
Yeah, I'm going to try and finish some of my other projects first.
All right, next year we'll do one of those.
Yeah, so let's get on with just levelling this up and get this in place, and then we can crack up with something else less fun.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to hold this in place.
You're going to be able to line this up.
I'm going to put this up hither, and then if you can put the spirit level on the top of it for me.
Just like that?
Yeah. So I've got to get it central and level. And then we can rotate the tube to get the rest in place. So I am going to say...
I don't know if I want to weld onto this, it's nice.
Yeah, well, it's all going to get ground off, don't we?
Okay. Ready?
Okay, go. Ah! My turn. 1 sec.
I didn't get it.
Did you not? 1 sec.
I think so.
Okay, go again.
That did. Smell
You
it?
got any gas?
Yeah. I smell that. That's fine, that is.
I went right down my top. How many hours do you reckon that is since the last bit?
I don't know, at least an hour.
It was quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically working the spirit level, the tape measure,
The ramp.
re-leveling the ramp, shimming the engine again just to get it absolutely perfect so that we can get...
You lovely bunch of bananas in there.
There's a very large 10-cylinder collector there, right in front of the pulleys.
Where a normal person might put a radiator.
Yeah, well, you'd consider putting a radiator there, wouldn't you? Yeah. So let's see whether actually just see what it looks like with this down. Hopefully.
Would you? Look at that. We got it in the middle of the grill.
We bloody better have.
I mean, that's basically done now, so cool.
Yeah, that looks pretty,
Aggressive.
that looks pretty mental. I mean, we're presuming that the bonnet's vaguely aligned. We
Well-
know that the collector is equal and level and
Lines up with the crank,
lines
and
up.
yeah.
Yeah, we know that the top of the engine is ever so slightly offset, but we're not going to start messing around with that because
We have no choice.
yeah, we can't go towards the steering rack pinion on this side, so we decided we're going to deal with a 5mm discrepancy. But it does mean that the left and right banks are actually going to need to be slightly different. But yeah, that's hopefully no drama. But yeah, that is quite a mental looking thing already, and it's only the collector.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, it is 5:30.
Let's do it all again tomorrow.
At Driftworks, we've helped over 50,000 happy customers since 2004. Our huge online parts store is simple to use, with superb shipping rates to anywhere in the world, and finance options available for UK customers. We live and breathe wheel fitment, so if you have any questions about your own car or any of our products before placing an order, please drop us an email at shop@driftworks.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.